right? We discuss what is communication, right? Communication process, barriers, and communication medias also we discuss. Internal and external, and communication channels also. I told you to go through this one, some examples for the communication channels, right? Up to here, I think we discussed last day communication, right? This is not very difficult things, right? We all very familiar with these things. In electronic, what is electronic communication? Communication that has been generated with the development of information and communication technology is known as electronic communication. So when we are using electronic methods, right, to share our information, when we are using technology, right, to do the communication, we call that is the electronic communication. So let's see some examples for this electronic communication. First one, internet. First one is internet. So internet, we all know what is internet means. That is a computer network that cover a wide range of area, and it's available internationally, right? We can send email, we can use like WhatsApp, like that kind of apps also, right? So these all things are available because of this internet, right? It is international available. There are some countries, I think they don't use internet, right? Only one country I think is there. Normally in our country we are using internet, right? So it can be described as the network of networks. Here the information that is entered from various places can be obtained through a personal computer. So if someone sends some details from another country, we can take those information from this country, right? Ratakin ratakata deval humaru karaganna puluwan because of this internet. Email. Do you have email address? Right? So this is not a new thing now. We all have email address. We are using email address, especially the businesses, children. Businesses, they have email address for those people, for the workers, right? Workers also have email addresses. Those department also have separate email address. For the business also have separate email address, right? Email address. So what we are doing when we want to send a message to one person, right? One person or some for a lot of people, we can use email. So for email also we should have internet, right? Internet email yavanna. When we are sending an email, we can attach documents also, right? Apne document attach kalla yavanna puluwan. Right. So to send a message that is prepared electronically, the sender and the receiver both should have internet facilities and email address, right? So if you want to send email to another person, that person also should be email address, right? Then at an email address and internet facilities also should be there for the both, right? Internet only. And you can attach some documents also, right? Document attach kalla email yavanna puluwan. Normally inside of the businesses also they are using email from one department to send email. One department send emails to the other department also, right? එක department එකක් තවත් department එකකට emails යවනවා. And also when they are sending emails for the outside people, to the customers also and to the other parties also. External parties also, businesses send any emails, right? Pita inna katteyata emails yavanawa, right? Normally in a business they are using these emails, right? Egollo email hungak pawichchi karanawa. So sometimes this might be new, intranet. This is not internet, this is intranet. But for intranet also you should have internet, right? Intranet කියන එක, it's not the same as internet, but you should have internet for the intranet, which has been facilitated to reach the data within the institute. Intranet is available inside the business. Now you think we are doing a business, right? We all are doing a business. So inside the business, we have our own network. අපිට විතරක් network එකක් අපි හදා ගන්නවා, right? But the other parties cannot use that network. වෙන පිට ඉන්න කට්ටියට මේ network එකට එන්න බෑ. Only the within the institute, right? එහෙම තියෙනවා. For the businesses, they have this intranet. ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇතුළේ විතරක් තියෙනවා. So using intranet also, they can share documents very easily, right? From one person to another person, no need to use email and all. Using this intranet, they can share the documents very easily. හගාල එක share කරන්න විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. Just copy paste වගේ, they have separate network. එක business එක ඇතුළේ විතරයි තියෙන්නේ. So who is controlling this intranet in the business? Normally, IT department do this thing, right? One person in the IT department handling this intranet. When network එක handle කරන්න කවුරු හරි ඉන්න ඕන business එක ඇතුලේ. Normally, IT department is doing this one, right? So don't mix it up, internet and intranet. But for the intranet also, you should have internet. Internet තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Voicemail, we know what is voicemail means. You can send a message in verbally over the phone, right? Over the phone, when you are sending a message verbally, we call that is a voicemail, right? So it is recorded. Fax. I think you know what is, have you heard about fax? I think you have some idea about fax. Have you ever seen a fax machine? Fax machine එකක් දැකලා තියෙනවද? This is the fax machine. Normally, businesses still use these fax machines, right? Still, we are using these fax machines in businesses. But generally, right, like 10 years ago, normally people also use this fax machine. People use means there was communication, right? But that period, children, we didn't have mobile phone. You can mobile phone තිබෙන්නේ. Some people had mobile phones, but only that, not the smartphones, that small phone or podi phone එක තියෙන්නේ, right? That phone only we used. So someone want to use the internet, they used just desktop තමයි තිබ්බේ. Laptop එහෙම තිබෙත් නැහැ. We didn't have laptop also. So if someone want to connect with the internet, normally they wanted to go to this internet cafe, right? There are some places, ඒ විදිහට town වල තිබුණා places called internet cafe, right? එතකොට when we want to send an email for some person, what we had to do, we need to go to that internet cafe, right? Internet cafe එකකට ගියොත් විතරයි we can use that internet, right? Only few people had their own desktop and the internet connection. Then there were some businesses called communications, right? Communications කියලා shop තිබුණා ඒ කාලේ, right? There were telephone booth also. ඒ කියන්නේ when people want to make a call for someone, right? So they go to these communications, right? They are making call through that that telephone booth. ඒ telephone booth එකට ගිහලා තමයි calls අරගත්තේ, right? Because most of the people didn't have mobile cell phones තිබෙත් නැහැ. There's no any land phones තිබෙත් නැහැ ගොඩක්. Only few people had. So the fax machines also were there in communications. A communication කියන shop වල මේ fax machine තිබ්බා. So when people want to send some documents to another person quickly, so what they did, they send those documents through fax machine. මේ fax machine වලින් තමයි යවුවේ. Still now we can't see that kind of shops. The communication කියන shops දැන් නැහැ, right? I think internet cafe also not there. එහෙම shops දැන් නැහැ. But businesses are still using these fax machines. An electronic machine that enables to transmit letters and documents with pictures instantly through an ordinary telephone system. So if you want to send some document through fax machine, there should be a telephone line, right? Take a telephone line එකකට තමයි connect කරලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? You can see a telephone also here, right? A telephone එකකුත් තියෙනවා. So in a fax method, the fax machine that sends the message gets the print of the relevant documents through digital technology and transmits it to the fax machine which receives. So what we want to do, we need to dial the number, right? Api dial karana number එකක්, then we enter our paper into this fax machine. අපේ paper එක දාලා අපි dial කරන්න ඕන number එක, right? For which the number we want to send our document. So the receiver also should have the fax machine. එක ගන්න කෙනාටත් fax machine එකක් තියෙන්න ඕන, right? So when its fax is coming, first phone call is coming with the beep sign. Beep sign එකක් එක call එක එනවා. Then we need to answer the call. එක answer කරාම then we are getting message through this fax machine happening. Mobile phones, you know what is mobile phones. Just read this one. Mobile phones and intercom. You know what is mobile phone means? Intercom. A telephone network installed privately to exchange information within the organization through the telephone network. So normally children, business use this intercom also, right? They have their own telephone network. Normally when we are calling for other people, we have to dial 10 numbers, right? Api numbers 10ක් dial කරනවානේ. But when we have intercom, and you think the operation manager want to call to the finance manager, right? එයාට කතා කරන්න ඕන finance manager. When they have intercom, no need to dial 10 numbers, right? They have in the intercom, they are given small numbers like 3-digit numbers. For example, you think chairman's number is 301, CEO's number is 302. Finance department number is 304, right? Operation department number is 309. Likewise, 3-digit numbers are there. So if you want to make a call to the CEO or to the marketing department, you have to dial 305, 309. Likewise, only that 3-digit number, right? You can numbers 10ම type කරන්න ඕන නැහැ. ඒක enter කරන්න ඕන නැහැ, right? So that is the intercom, internal telephone network. Intranet means internal internet network, right? Intercom is an internal telephone network. Many businesses use කරනවා, right? Today also they are using these things. So up to now we discussed about this electronic, this one, right? Electronic communications. Now we are going to discuss non-electronic communication. That means we are not using technology here, right? Technology පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැතුව how we can communicate. Conversation, discussions. So what are the conversations? Face-to-face conversation is a common method of communication. So normally managers, employees, right, when they want to exchange information, right? The managers want to exchange information with other managers. Employees want to exchange some information with their co-workers or with the external parties so they can have the conversation. So what is the discussion means then? Discussion means the employees of different hierarchical levels of organization get together and engage in face-to-face discussion, right? That also face-to-face. But the thing is here, you think manager want to discuss something with his subordinates. එයා ගාව වැඩ කරන කට්ටියත් එක්ක මොනවා හරි දෙයක් discuss කරන්න ඕන නම්. Then there is a discussion, right? When a manager want to talk something with, you think the finance manager want to share some information with the operation manager. That is a conversation, right? When there are different hierarchical level people, that is a discussion, right? තමන්ගේම level එකේ කෙනෙක් එක්ක හරි එහෙම කතා කරනවා නම් අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් එක conversation එකක් කියලා. ඒක නිකන් manager යාගේ subordinators ලත් එක්ක හරි ටිකක් ඒ වගේ level එකේ කට්ටිය ඒක වෙන වෙන level වල අයත් එක්ක. I told you top level managers, middle level managers, first line level managers are there. And then middle level managers want to talk something with the first level managers. That is a discussion, right? And also they can have a meeting, right? Then it's a formal arrangement. You are sending notice through an email, right? Notice when we are going to arrange a meeting. Normally in the business, what they are doing, they are sending an email also, right? Read this one, children. When we are having conversation or discussion, normally we are not sending notices. What a notice dala conversation discussions karane naha. But when we are going to have a meeting, normally we are sending notice, right? Api notice ekak yawana. The formal meeting is an organization effective method of exchanging information. Meeting are on different types. Staff meeting are there, committee meetings are there, monthly meetings are there, annual meetings are there. Normally, secretaries are taking minutes of the meetings also. You can they will not karagano, right? They are taking minutes also. Right. Letters. This is a popular method of communication used by a person and businessmen in particular. Employees should be competent in preparing business letters, which are brief, uncomplicated, accurate, methodical, and attractive. When you are working in a business, children, right, as a manager or as a employee, normally, especially the managers, they have to send letters, right? You should know how to write letters properly, right? It should be accurate, it should be brief, it should be methodical. Normally, you are writing letters a lot. It might be, normally you are not writing letters for the people inside the business. Right? You are writing letters for the outside people. It might be your customers, it might be the government institution, or somebody else, but outside. When you are sharing information only, you are sending letters. So normally, businesses have letterheads also. Then when you are writing letters on behalf of the business, so you need to write those letters in the letterhead. letterhead එකක තමයි ලියන්නේ. right? ඒකලොන්ට තියෙනවා. ඒක print කරලා තියෙනවා in A4 papers. letterheads කියලා letterhead එකක් තියෙනවා. In the letterhead they are mentioning their logo, telephone number, fax numbers, addresses, everything, some directors of the business. මේ ඔක්කොම දාලා තියෙනවා මේ letterhead එකක. Normally when you are sending letter on behalf of your business to another party, you are writing that letter in a letterhead. Letterhead එකක තමයි ලියලා යවන්නේ, නිකන් කොලයක ලියලා යවන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Memos. So, I told you we are not sending letters for the inside, the people working inside the business. Then you think manager, the operation manager want to tell something officially to the credit manager, credit department manager. So normally they are not sending letters for that, right? So what they are doing, they are sending memos. They can, sometimes people sending an emails, but when they need hard copy for that, when they want to keep an hard copy, what they do, they are sending memos, or we call memorandums, right? Memorandums. So memorandums we are using inside of the business. Business එක ඇතුලේ විතරයි අපි memorandums පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. We are not sending memorandum to the external parties. Customer කෙනෙක්ට memorandum යවන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Government institution එකකට memorandum යවන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක business එක ඇතුලේ විතරයි we are using the memorandum. In memorandum, you are not writing addresses, right? You are sending this one inside the business. Address but you need to write the date. You need to write your designation. You need to write your name, right? And you need to write receiver's name and his designation, right? Then briefly you can write the message, right? You can write the topic also. Topic එකක් දාලා, dates දාලා, sender's name, designation, and you can put the signature also, right? Those are the memorandums. Okay, memorandum or memo, same thing. It become එකයි. Right. Then reports. So normally people are preparing reports, right? Just read the reports and notices one. Did you read? Reports. Various reports are published by an organization to inform the activities, decisions, and any alterations, etc. regarding the organization. Right. And you can see one example, annual report. Have you ever seen annual report? The annual report. Normally, public limited companies are publishing these annual reports. So this report they are publishing annually. So that is annual report. So they are sending these annual reports to the shareholders, right, for their request. Shareholder කෙනෙක් request කරාම තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ annual report එකක් දෙන්නේ. Normally it's compulsory for the public limited companies to prepare this annual report. So what kind of things they are including this report? Annual report එකක නම් මොනවද දාන්නේ ඇතුලේ දැකලා තියනවද? They are first they are mentioning chairman's message, CEO's message, right? A message dana. Then they are telling the organizational structure, right? Organizational structure. Who are the senior managers? Who are the directors? Those kind of things also they are mentioning, right? Then they are telling about their operational activities. They are telling about their credit activities. Especially they are mentioning their financial informations also, like income statement, statement of financial positions, those kind of things, right? Profit and loss, make company ke profit and loss manavada, cash inflows, outflows manavada, likewise they are mentioning this financial information also. Other than that, they are mentioning CSR activities also, right? Corporate social responsibilities. Businesses are doing some activities for the community. It might be blood donation campaign, right? It might be some environmental protection campaigns. ඒ වගේ කරපු දේවල් for in community එකකට කරපු දේවල් ගැන they are publishing here, right? And other than that, some departments are also preparing reports about the activities they have done, right? Okay, read the notice one. Can't see me properly, right? Also same. Okay, don't mind. Notices. Some organization communicate information through new bulletins, notices put up on the notice board, brochures, and leaflets. So notices also, then you think you want to tell there is a meeting on this day. So you are sending notices about that, mentioning those things. So you are organizing a program. So for that one also you can prepare a leaflet, right? So you can prepare some brochures, especially some businesses when they are selling so many products and there are discounts on those products. So they are preparing brochures and give to the customers, right? Notices right? Formal communication methods and informal communication methods. So you can communicate formally and also you can communicate informally. Formally means like a staff meeting, committee meetings, interviews. Those are formal communication methods, right? The items being discussed and the discussion reached at such events are methodically recorded. Then what are the informal communication meeting? That means like anonymous letters, anonymous telephone calls, right? So you don't know who sent these letters, you don't know who gave these telephone calls, right? Anonymously when communication is happening, right? That we call those things informal communication methods. Normally in a business, all these things are happening, right? Informal communication also are there, informal communication also are there. Right. Courier service. Have you ever sent parcels or something through courier service? Parcels are not places. Courier service facilities that sending letters. Now you think you want to send a parcel, right? Especially children to some part of our relay. We are sending parcels for them. That only we used courier. Country send a parcel to someone live in Matara, right? So you can use the courier service. Courier get a parcel, like you need to hand over the parcel, then they will deliver those parcel to the relevant person, right? If you want, you can pay the courier fees, or otherwise the receiver can pay the courier fees. Right? But when you are giving the parcel, you need to give the telephone number also, telephone number and address, right? Then they will deliver the parcel. That is the courier service. So there are most internationally famous courier service are there. FedEx, DHL are very famous, right? International delivery services. So when you want to send letters and parcel for a person in another country, also you can use these courier services. පිටරට ඉන්න කෙනෙක්ට යවන්න හරි දැන් නම් ලංකාවේ ඉන්න කෙනෙක්ට යවන්න උනත් මේක පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So they are charging for that. Normally they are charging for the weight also in Sri Lanka. Right? Normally for 300 to 500, within 300 to 500, you can send a normal parcel. Podi parcel එකක් ඒ විදිහට ඒ ගානට වගේ යවන්න පුළුවන්. But when you are sending a parcel to another country, it depends on the country. Right? එක country එකකින් country එකට වෙනස් වෙනවා. Right. Postal services, but we are not using postal services nowadays. Businesses still use postal services to send letters, but we don't use much, right? ඔයගොල්ලෝ කවදා හරි letter එකක් දාලා තියනවාද යාළුවෙක්ට post එකේ? But children, before these telephones come, we send letters to our friends, right? For our cousins, for our aunties, uncles and all, we don't have telephones, right? We didn't have telephone, so we couldn't call. අපිට call කරන්න බැහැනේ. So when we want to tell something, what we did, we sent letters. And if it is an emergency, we send fax, not fax, telegrams, right? Telegrams එකක් තමයි යවන්නේ. So normally in Sri Lanka, we have postal service. It is a government department. The government එකෙන් කරන post office කියලා දැකලා තියෙනවා නේද? So you can send telegrams, you can send faxes, you can send postcard, you can send letters, you can send even parcels also, right? ඒකේ parcel උත් යවන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. Right. So no need revision. Right, that's all for the communication, right? So it's 4 minutes left. So do you have any doubts in this lesson, children? Maybe any other doubts? So up to now we did. If you have any doubt, send me a message. Up to now we have done. We have done 4 lessons. For the 3rd lesson and 4th lesson, I will give you one assignment today, right? So you have a deadline is 5th of September for that assignment. This is 3rd assignment, children. තුන්වෙනි assignment එක මේකේ deadline එක 5th of September. September 5 තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ deadline එක. So there are 2 main questions in this assignment. First question from the lesson number 3, that is business environment, very small lesson. Second question from this lesson, communication. Communication again tamai tiyenne. Those are practical questions. Right. Those are practical questions, right? So you can write that one. Deadline is 5th of September. So children, this Monday we are doing a revision class. So if you have any doubts, you can clear those old doubts in that class, right? ප්‍රශ්න මොනවා හරි තියෙනවා නම් පාඩම් කරලා එන්න. ප්‍රශ්න මොනවා හරි තියෙනවා නම් තව මොනවා හරි explain කරන්න ඕන නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මට එදාට කියන්න. Monday class එකේදී කියන්න. I'm not doing any lesson that day. අලුත් lesson එකක් කරන්නේ නැහැ. Revision විතරයි කරන්නේ. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන ඔක්කොම doubts clear කරගන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට in this assignment, if you have any doubts, මේ අපි දැන් මම දෙන assignment එකේ doubts තියෙනවා නම් ඒකත් එදාට අහන්න පුළුවන්. Right? You can ask that one also. Right. So I'm doing only 4 lessons for you guys. So my lessons are over now. So we will do a revision class also. Then we can finish all the lessons. Right? We can complete our session. Right. That's all. Shall we wind up the session then? Okay, children. God bless you. Okay, have a nice day. Bye, children.